Hi everyone, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, but you knew that already. As some of you will know, if you've already seen, I've done a couple of reviews of a couple of sets of aftermarket photo etch and resin and all that for the USS Enterprise CV-6. So I've done reviews of the aftermarket, so now I think it's time to do a review of the kit. So I've got the kit here, just get it up, hang on. Right. Okay, here it is. Oh, is that the right kit for it? I don't think it is it? No, this is the Academy 1/700 scale USS Enterprise CV-6, and it's the, what does it say over here? It's the Modeller's Edition. It's got photo etch, it's got masks. It's a really nice little kit. I saw a review of this on Becker's, I think it was Becker's Stuff, his channel was called, and it looked really nice. So I thought I'd order it. It was only about 30 quid. And you know, for a complete kit with photo etch and everything in there as well for 30 quid, because ship kits are not cheap. I've always said that ship kits are expensive because they don't sell as many, the volume isn't there, so they have to make more profit to get the return on their tooling. Having said that, I have realised that ships in the world of modelling are extremely popular and people really do like them. And it would look like people that mainly do ships get a lot of followers. So there we go. So let's get to the bench and have a look. This is a skill level 5, this kit. They're giving us all the paints to use as well, which is a good thing, which should be a good cross-reference for the other. Yeah, it's got 8, it's got more aircraft than the 200 scale. It's got 8 Devastators, 8 Dauntless and 8 Wildcats. So lovely. Right, so there we go. And this is CV-6 Task Force 16 Midway, June 1942. We'll have to look at what the armament's like, because I'm not sure that's going to be correct. We shall see. It says you can assemble it as a full hull or a waterline one. So let's get to the bench and see what it's like inside. Lovely looking boat though, isn't it? Plane? Lovely looking boat. Ship. I can't call ships boats, people get ever so angry, don't they? Right, see you in a minute. So here we are with our lovely glossy blocks. That's playing an absolute nightmare with the lights, but we've got lights everywhere around the bench here. So, beautiful artwork. We've got a Wildcat coming in there. We've got a missing bomb there, or maybe a torpedo that's hit it, I don't know. But they're saying this is depicted as Midway, which is a subject I've always been very interested in, but I'm not sure it's the right armament for that period, but we shall see. So, looking around the box, we've got on the high side here, you can see that there's the scheme of the aircraft, the aircraft carrier, looking very nice. So you can assemble it with a full hull as waterline. You've got photo etch parts and masking seal included, and you can see over here there's the photo etch part and the mask, and then we've got all the railings and the radar and steps and everything there in 700 scale, so you can imagine it's absolutely massive. End of the box here you can see the same sort of thing. It's just the same sort of wording on there. The kit number is 14224, see there. And on the side here, this is awesome. They have got a paint index colour chart. We've got FS numbers, and we've got Humbrol, Mr. Hobby, Life Colour, Testers, Revell and Viejo. I mean, that is absolutely brilliant. It's a 2017 kit by the look of it. It says cement and glue not included, and as I say, they're skill level 5, so that's probably because of the photo etch and everything. So, looking in the box, I have had a quick look in there, but I didn't take anything out of the bags or anything. So, packaging these a little bit to be desired, because I have noticed that at least one of the airplanes has got its propeller broken off because the screws are just rattling around. I'd like to have seen like these screws underneath a cardboard layer or something, but we've gone to the trouble of doing that to fill the box out, but you know, it would have been nicer to have the sprues and stop them sliding around. So we've got one bag here with the hull and everything. We've got a bag here with a stand, and then we've got some aircraft on there, and it looks like on there we've got one of each aircraft, two of each aircraft, because they're on the other one as well. We've got some lifts there, we've got 4 lifts there, and then there's another sprue under here with another 4 lifts. We've got 8 lifts, and we only need 3, so that's great. That's okay, isn't it? We've got boats there, ship's boats, got some life rings there, and we've got some guns and everything. So we'll see what we've got here. Okay, so there are 8 quad guns. We've got 8 quad guns, quad 1 inch, and I'm looking here in odds there. In June 42 she had 4, so if the instructions are telling us to put 4 on there, we know the instructions are correct. So there we go, we've got our 20 Oerlikons there, and then we got our 5-inch guns there. So very nice indeed. We've got our propellers there, rudder, we've got our drive shafts, all in the red plastic, and there's that plastic infill piece that he was talking about in the review I saw. We've got another couple of sprues there with our superstructure. You don't have any decks open or anything, but you could always cut them open. You've got a plane inside the hangar deck or something. You've got the island there, and then here we have, okay, there's another island there. So is that Yorktown? No, that's USS Enterprise. Obviously then that's not an island. Don't know what's going on here. Not quite sure what that is there. It's probably just part of the structure, isn't it? So we've got the island there, we've got our gun positions there for our 5-inch guns, and more hangar doors and everything there. And then going over the page, we've got some mast parts, cranes. It's all very, very nice, isn't it? And then here finally we've got these are our gun positions for the down the what's going to be down the starboard side, I think, and this is going to be parts of the port side. And we've got some more bits of superstructure here, and we've got sprues that are just hanging out loose on their own. And then here we have the deck. Something I did notice when I looked earlier, it looks like they've actually clipped out a piece of sprue here, and when they've done it they've taken a chunk of the edge of the deck with them. Look, they've left that white mark behind, which is a shame. Wish they'd cut a bit further away from the deck. It's very thin, very flexible, but it's got all the planking detail on that, and it's very, very nice. That'll take a wash, really lovely. So here we've got instructions, and strangely we've got 2 instruction books. So it's really crazy. I noticed earlier when you get to here, it tells you at the end, now move on to manual 2. So I don't know why they've done that. But, there's manual 2, so we've got that there. We have here, we have our decals. It's an American ship, so I suppose I should call them decals. There's our surrounds there for our lifts. We've got the bags have stuck to the front of the decals, which they always do, but I can't get the photo etch to move. You can see there we've got all the stars for the aircraft. We've got our badges there for the stand, and there we've got all our massive pieces of photo etch railing and everything. You can see how small that is. If I get a rule, there you go. That is just over 30mm wide, so you can see how small that is. Very nice. And then here we've got our masking seal, which you can hardly see. Typical Academy blue tape. So I guess the idea is you spray the decks and everything, and you mask them all up and spray the rest of the ship. And then here, this is the special. Oh, I see. That's the bottom of the island, is it? We'll see in a minute. So yeah, we've got the masking here, so it's telling us where all the masking goes from our masking sheet, which is there. And then going over the page here, we've got all our PE locations. So we've got ladders, and then all the railings going around the side. It's telling us where all those go, so they'll drive us absolutely around the bend, I expect. But, there we are. So very nice indeed. Here we have this is a list of, hey, buy these tools. This is check with parts list before unsealing. Replace and return not guaranteed when plastic is unsealed. Seems a bit daft. And then here we've got some health and safety warnings about not feeding the ship to your dog, and don't put it inside your bed at night because it'll make you itch or whatever. So there we go. So we've got all that there, and that can go back in the box. We've had a look at those instructions, they can go back in the box. Let's start by having a look at the instructions. So we'll start with manual number 1, and very nice it is too, lovely artwork on the front. Here we've got all our paint callouts again. Something I did notice, intermediate blue, like H56, on the side of the box it says H58, which is cockpit green. So intermediate blue, FS35164 is there, so that's that colour. And then the deck blue, they're telling us to mix 54 and 55, so there's that one there. So as you can see, they're actually quite boring to look at when you see them with all their colours on, so I think they really need to be weathered. If you want to see a beautiful build of Enterprise, go and look at Norwegian Modelling Bench, go and look at his channel. He's doing a beautiful build of the 1/200 scale, and also Midwest Model Shop's doing one as well. But You can download the latest version of instruction manual for this model by visiting academy.com and click instruction and download and entering the item number. That's good. So if they've made any changes, what a brilliant idea. Why don't everyone do that? That's a great idea. So like, you know, with Border Model, when I tell them about the problems they've got with their instructions, they could do an update. So there we are. So here we've got the hull, the hangar deck going into the sort of middle hull before we put the bottom on, and we've got the anchors going on there. You probably won't want to fit the anchors just yet. We've got this fill-in piece going down here. This is what Becker's Models was asking about, and the reason it's there is because otherwise, where they mould the hull here, because it's got to be solid in that area, it would have a massive sink mark in it. So that's why they've put that insert. But like he said, what's the difference in filling a sink mark or filling the seam from a badly fitting part? So I don't know. So we're fitting some shafts here, fitting the rudder there, more shafts going on, and then we're going to fit the actual body of the actual hull of the ship to the under hull of the ship, if you like. And then here we've got the fantail going on. So we've got the ship's boat going in there. Very simple little bit going there. We've got some boats to build up, ship's boats, and then we're going to add some side structure there. More ship's boats going in here, more cranes, and then the side structure going on. And then we've got the 5-inch guns going here. These are the stern 5-inch guns. No doubt next will be the bow 5-inch guns. They're not quite next, they're here. There's another part of the superstructure that's going underneath the flight deck. We've got some life rafts going on there. And then we've got some more 5-inch guns, as I said, and some more hangar doors. Guns, so we've got, we're putting 220, see they've got this right, which is more than we can say for 200th one. They've got two 20mm Oerlikons on the front there, whereas the 200 one is still keeping the quad there, and I think that's wrong. But we've got enough Oerlikons to correct that. And if we have to scratch build the base, then so be it. So we've got our lifts going in there, and then we've got our more 20mm Oerlikons going on the side there. I think at the time of Midway she still had some 50 cals on her, but don't know. So we've got, what have we got here? We've got 2 there, we've got 10 there, so that's 12. Keep counting, we'll see how many we've got. And then going over the page, oh here it says go to manual 2, and there's our sprue call out there. So on to manual 2 we go. So was it part 14 next? Yeah, it must have been. So part 14 next. So here we are. We're going to put this gun placements on the side of that deck. So we were up to 12, weren't we? We've got another 10 there, so there's 22. So there's 5 there and 5 there. So there's 22. There's another 10 audio calls. So we're on 22. Keep counting, guys. And then we've got another pair of guns going on here. I've got a feeling she had 50 cals here at Midway. But, you know, in 700 cal, what's the difference? So there's another 2 there, so that's 24. And then we've got another 2 going on here, so that's 26. And we're adding this structure under here underneath the fantail, or is that underneath the bow? Is that the bow or the stern? That's the stern, that's the bow. And then we're adding the flight deck down on there. And then we've got another 6, what did we get up to? 26, so that's 32. And then we've got 4 quads, 4 quad guns going in. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. So we've got 4 quad guns around the island. So that's probably correct from Midway. It's saying on here she had 4 quad guns, so that's correct. 4 of those is correct, and we're up to, what was it, 32 of these? And it's saying on here she had 32 in June 42. So there we go. No more guns, and we've got the right complement. So there we go. We've got our Mark 33 rangefinders there, and then we've got the tower going on here with the lookout. Got the radar going on the top. We're going to be replacing that with photo etch, and then we've got the planes going together, and we're adding some more the main boat crane there, which is nice. And then we've got the other little crane on the side there, and then we've got our aircraft going together, and we're going to assemble the stand. So very nice indeed. And there is the colour call out, and that's all the different colours you need. So they're telling us to paint that hull in number 2, which is Ocean Grey 50, and I think she should be Sea Blue 5S, not 50. So we shall see. And then we've got the hull being number 7, which is Hull Red, and I will use this one, dull red LP18, perfect colour for hulls. Maybe a touch of red in there to make it a bit brighter because it's an American ship. So there we go. So we've got the right number of guns in the right positions. So for Midway, she's correct. Very nice indeed. So let's have a look in the bags and see what we've got in here. See how well detailed it is. See if we've got degaussing cables and stuff like that. I'm going to have to use scissors here, guys, because I can't guarantee not damaging that hole when I cut it with a knife. So let's get in there with a pair of scissors. Very blunt scissors, I might add. So here's our hull. So we have our, wow, look at that. We have our main sort of middle bit of our hull. Not sure if they would still be there in 42. I think they were. They are the catapult. That's where the catapult goes, where they could launch an aircraft from the hangar deck. And then we've got the bottom of our hull there, and then here is our hangar deck. And you can see we've got lovely detail on the floor of the hangar deck. We've got some lovely detail there on the chains, on the forecastle. That's going to go together. That's just barking. And then we've got detail here for the lifts. So if you want to have the lifts down, you could just leave the holes in the top. Perhaps add some structure in there or whatever, I don't know. But you've got an injection mark there. So, but very, very nice. You've got all the detail there around the fishtail. Fishtail? Fantail. We're talking about fishtail on the stern. And then here we have, it's an interesting little shape of ejector pin marks, isn't it? Here we have the bottom of the hull. Again, we've got a couple of injection marks there. You can see this has been slide moulded because we've got a seam there. But it's very, very nice. We've got a seam there as well to sand out. But yeah, bilge keels look all nice and sharp and clean. It's bloody lovely, this. It really isn't. It's the first 700 scale ship I've ever had. The closest I've got to it is this one. This is my Hornet. I built many, many years ago with all the B-25s on it. And I think that's 1200 scale. So that's one model I've kept among many that I've thrown away. And then here we have the main hull. So yes, we have moulded on degaussing cables. They're in the correct position just above the portholes. I think those portholes were welded up. We don't have any detail down here for the lower row of portholes which were welded up by the time we had Midway. And we've got some lovely hanger detail on here. You can see the detail on the side there. Let's get the light back up because we haven't got reflectivity problems now, have we? You can see that lovely detail in there. It's very nice indeed. You can see it's very, very crisp. Very, very sharp. Really lovely. So how well does that fit onto there? There's got a piece that goes in the back there like that. How well does this fit onto here? Bloody well is the answer. Look at that. Look at that. And they've got the bottom of the boot top in. Is that line. So don't need to fuss too much about filling it and having a nice seam and everything. It's really nice. We've got a sink mark there, unfortunately, in the front of the hull, in the bow. But nice sharp bow. That's a nicer sharp than the Trumpeter 200 kit. Nicer shape, I mean. The Trumpeter kit sort of comes in and then tapers in at the end. It needs fairing out. We have no planking detail, or plating detail, should I say, not planking detail. Duh. But yeah, very, very nice. Really nice with a wash and everything. All that lovely detail will just pop with a wash. Very nice indeed. Really good. Right, here we've got the next bag I'm going to pick up. So this is our main deck. This is our main flight deck. Jess is here. Hello, Jess. Got our main flight deck here, which is gorgeous. Like I said, it's a shame where they've cut the sprue gates off of there, and they've left me with a cut that's going to have to be repaired because it's like an indentation in the surface. I'll have to put a bit of filler in there, a bit of super glue and sand it out because it's going to stick out like a sore thumb with a wash on there. Come on, Academy, you could cut it further away than that. So that is very nice. You can see the detail on there. I don't like catch the shadow. Very, very nice indeed. So here's the bottom of the... That's very clever what they've done. They've made different bottoms for different aircraft, so you can have Yorktown, Hornet or Enterprise. So that's really, really nice, because I don't think, well, I know that Yorktown doesn't have this square column here. Yorktown is just flat on the face. So there we go. And then we've got this piece of structure in here, so I'm guessing this must be different. And we don't have two of them. You see, that's going to go on top of there. We don't have two of them, but that's going to be different, I guess, on Yorktown as well. And then here we have, this is sprue B. Again, beautiful sharp crisp moulding. You can see under here, we've got the, that's under the bow, that's under the stern, and it's all moulded on. It's not anything like the other kits, but you know, it's a £730 kit. It's not a 200's £1,000 kit after you buy all the bits and pieces. But very nice indeed. Again, we've got beautiful crisp moulding on there. On those portholes and everything. It's really, really nice. And I don't call them scuttles, I call them portholes. Just in case anybody's going to say, they're scuttles! They're portholes. Portholes, as we say in Bristol. Right, so sprue E, more beautiful side detail there for the hangar doors and everything. You've got the boat's cranes there, with the cranes at the back, the stern. More beautiful hangar detail there. That's the up underneath the fantail, another crane there. That's more detail. That's going to go onto that to give that some nice looking detail at the back. We've got the tops of the funnels there, obviously in 700. That's what you expect. You're just going to get a moulded 3 circles, but very nice indeed. Anchors are gorgeous. Those anchors are really, really slenderly moulded. They are lovely. So there we are. That's that one. And then sprue F. Again, hangar detail, which is absolutely lovely. There's the top of the island there. There's the upper section of the island, so that is going to go onto there. Okay, so there we are. You can see that square bit there sticking out. That's going to go onto there. There's some ship's boats there. To give you an idea how small this is, that's a 700 scale ship boat there. That's a 200 scale ship's boat there. Look at that. So there we are. Very, very nice indeed. You've got the blast shields there for the splinter shields for the 5-inch guns. We've got a front mount there for our 2 20mm Orleans on the bow. You've got the little lifeboat, the ship's boat there with the crane to put it in the water. Lovely, lovely bit of moulding. Well done, Academy. It's very, very nice indeed. So here we have some more little sprues. Get rid of that. So first of all, the red sprue, and that's our propeller screws, whatever you want to call them. They're very nice indeed. Propeller shafts, fill-in piece, rudder, and more shafts. So that's all very nicely done. And then here we have 4 off of sprue D. We've got 2 here, 2 in the other bag. So there's our planes. So you can see we've got the propellers on the front, all in the generic position. And they're just a single piece of plastic. There's no separate parts to them. So give them a little bit of paint. We've got black marker on for the canopies. That gives them a little bit of a gloss as well. If you use black marker, it looks really good. And then here we've got our 5-inch guns, and then we've got our 20mm Orleans there, and then there's our quad guns there. And then we've got life rafts here. So there we are. If you want to depict these as 50 cals, I think if you just cut the shield off, I think you'd get away with it. But yeah, very nice indeed. So there's 4 of those sprues. I did notice earlier, there we go, there's one damaged propeller there. So that blade's like, it looks like it's going to fall off. I'm sure I saw earlier there was one with it already broken. Oh no. Oh yeah, there's one there missing, completely missing. Get a bit of stretch sprue on there, that'll be fine. So we'll have a look in this one and just have a look at the stand. There's the stand, so we've got the main stand itself, and we've got the uprights here all nicely done, so you could paint them in brass if you wanted to. And yeah, lovely. In fact, I won't put that back in there because that's how those planes are getting damaged, isn't it? So all in all, guys, lovely little kit, and I'm probably going to do a little quick build of it as well because it's a very nice little model, and it'll be good to experiment with different colours because I'm kind of excuse me, I'm kind of a little bit wary about doing a big one in all this blue because it just looks like a huge, great big blue lump. I know it's accurate, but I'd like to sort of play with some colour modulation perhaps, and perhaps do some shading and stuff, and maybe have it darker as it gets to the top and have the sides of the island faded and the sides of the hull a bit more faded at the bottom than they are at the top, and I don't know. But that was why I got it, so I can have a play with it. But I'm quite amazed how big it is actually. I know it's going to be half the size of a 350th, and a 350th is quite a big model. But I'm quite amazed. I was expecting it to be about this long, you know. It's very nice indeed. So anyway, I will see you soon for another review, build or whatever. Got some more work to come on the Sea King, and then we're going to be starting masking windows on that one soon. And I've done a video today on beginners masking, and I'll use the Sea King windscreen to show you how I do it. So there we go. So stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Lovely kit. See you all soon. Bye for now.